Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're unboxing the Epson WorkForce Pro WF-4630, an inkjet all-in-one from Epson. It is a 20 page per minute, black and white and color AIO. It scans, copies, fax, and print. It has a duplexing automatic document feeder. It has two media trays, a 250 sheet main tray and an 80 sheet rear tray. It also has 786 ink cartridges, 4 individual ones, black at 900 page ISO yield, and the CYM cartridges at 800 pages ISO color page yield. There's also 786 XL cartridges available. The black cartridge yields 2600 pages and the CYM cartridges yield 2000 pages. It retails for $299.99 and it's on sale at Epson's website for $149.99. It's a real good deal. The only caveat we'll have is what the cost per page looks like, and I have a feeling that it's going to be moderate, far less than a laser printer. And with the feeds and speeds that this unit has, it certainly looks like a good deal for micro or small work groups, much less home use. So this is a big box for a AIO. So let's get going. Nothing spectacular on top here, a piece of cardboard. And inside you can see the large style Epson cartridges, all 4 of them. As compared to the little tiny cartridges we just had in the 7610 that we tested last week. Now, this, you can see that this styrofoam is damaged. Now this concerns me a little bit because the last 2 Epsons we had, the 7610 and the Pro WP-4690, they got beat up during shipping in spite of these large boxes. So hopefully there's nothing wrong with this, with the broken styrofoam. Alright, and we have a flat piece of plastic, and on top a caution document. It's telling you that ink charging is automatic. It takes 10 minutes. Never do the following while charging is going on. Turn off the printer, unplug, open the cover, detach the rear unit. The rear unit meaning the duplex unit. And it comes in, there's 1 paragraph in English and all these French, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Netherlands, Danish. It's got like every language under the sun here, and even more inside. So I mean, it's got you covered. Okay, so I think it'd be easier to lift it out. There's actually indentations so you can get your hands around and lift it up. And it's got a touch screen underneath this piece of paper, 3.5 inch I believe it is. A single tray here. The 80 sheet multi-tray here. So not a lot of tape, looks good, looks pretty easy. So let's get it up on the table and finish it up. Okay, and the bottom of the box was the power cord. It's a 3-prong power cord, pretty heavy duty, no brick. And a documentation pack with a CD. Which is good. And there's a French sticker here for what these buttons mean over here. There's a quick guide. Solving paper jam problems, solving network problems, solving turn the page problems, and some notices, and it's French, English, French. And there's a unpacking start here poster. Take it out of the box, assemble and turn it on. If you get an optional tray, it tells you how to drop it on there. Over here it's telling you to make sure you remove the gazettas, tape, flip down the front, and there's a gazetta in there by the ink cartridges. Assemble it, turn it on, plug it in, turn it on, install the ink cartridges, load paper, connect the fax line, install the software, and it's saying don't plug in the USB until you're prompted. And then it's got some information on mobile printing. And any problems, any questions, need paper and ink. Hope I don't need ink yet. Didn't even start it up. Okay, so let's look straightforward. I'm not going to need to consult the instructions. So, nice and light. In the back here we have tape. And this holds the smoke cover of the tray closed, like the 5690 we tested. The 7610 only had a single sheet slot. This has an 80 sheet tray. Be careful, this smoke guide is thin, but it's very useful. When you're using it, it keeps junk from falling down in there. It could be, when it lifted up, originals could slide back there. It could, paper clips, small pets. Okay, lifts up out of the way, and then there's a piece of tape that stays attached, and it protects the edge of the output tray. And when you put media in this, you lift this up, and you adjust the guides, and you can pull out the tray, and there's the guides. I'm not mess with it now. There's a piece of tape here, hold the document feeder closed, keep it from popping up. And while we're back here, there's a misfeed access, and you can really see inside there. And this is the duplex unit, and it does not open by itself, so it's pretty simple. While we have that, here's the maintenance box, and you can see there's diapers in here to collect the used ink if you do cleaning. That needs to be changed every now and then, once in a blue moon. It's like 15 bucks. That just pops right in there. And we have support covered up with a piece of serious looking plastic here. It's not labeled. And this is the Cat 5 LAN. This is the USB host port. This is an extension telephone line. And then their fax line over here. Power is over on this side here. Okay, there's 4 pieces of tape. It's actually 8 pieces of tape holding the scanner unit and the document feeder. And that's where you get your misfeeds out. Get an original misfeed. And there's 2 smaller pieces with foam blocks, so that this doesn't get crushed and broken in transit. It doesn't look like anything got damaged, in spite of the fact that that hard styrofoam was busted up. And this holds the document feeder closed. It's a A4 platen. Platen, so if you're going to scan legally, you need to do it through the document feeder. And the original's got a single side guide here, and the originals come out here so you can get them out. It's unusual to see a single side guide. Usually it's adjustable, but it doesn't really matter as long as it works. Alright, there's a piece of tape on the side here. Hold the ink cartridge access cover closed, and then this piece of white paper tells you that there's gazintas in there, and it's attached to something. We'll get to that in a minute. There's tape here, and it's stuck to protective plastic. This is always a pain with Epsons. They always do this. So let's get the pieces off that keep the tray closed. There's always a mess trying to repack this part of it up when we send them back. As you can see, these pieces go underneath. There's 2 long ones. I can pull this out all in one piece. As you can see, this is a real pain to put back on. Okay, there's a little blue piece poking out of here to keep the flipper from popping open. And the tray doesn't open very far, which is nice, so you only got about 3 inches sticking out here, so you don't have to push the machine way back off the front of the desktop so it doesn't get killed by somebody walking by and catching the tray. Nothing to do inside. Nothing to do inside the cassette here. It's pretty heavy duty. and there's no buttons to push. This one has a button. Goes from A5 to A4, and then if you want to do legal, you press this and open the tray up, extend it for legal, and then when you put it back in, it sticks out a little bit in the front, then it gets covered up by this to keep debris out of there. Okay. Open the front cover. Like I said, I've done a lot of these WorkForces. This piece of tape, this little paper thing is attached to a piece of tape which locks down all the stuff that keeps the carrier from flying around in transit. And there's 3 more pieces of tape going into the machine here. And they're all connected to gazintas. One, there's a foam block. It's always tricky getting this back into it. Foam block, and then there's an orange gazinta. And a blue gazinta. Foam. Plastic. Now, if you're not gonna ever ship it, pack it up and ship it anywhere, you don't need to save this stuff, but you never know. Alright, so that's it. The ink cartridges load here. They don't fly back and forth, so that's really nice. So that would be really easy. So let's see. Turn it on, then install the ink cartridges. So let's twist it about 40 times. The twister guy that puts these on deserves a raise. Okay. Power button right here. These are all hard keys. Interrupt, reset, stop, color, black and white color, start. Numeric keypad, status, back, home, power, and then there's a small touch screen here. It's not adjustable. Turn it on. Okay, language in English, French. Country, USA. Daylight saving time, winter, summer. Date format, month, day, year. The actual date, 05. I don't know what the actual date is. 6, I believe it is. 05, let's do that. And then 2015. And there's an enter button down there. 12-hour, 24-hour time format. time is 11:23. There's an AM, PM, and enter button over here. PM. Actually, it's not PM, it's AM. Duh. So I can go back in and change it either from a web page or through the setup menu, or it'll pop up on the control panel. Now it says preparing. That should prompt me to put the cartridges in. So let's start by opening these up. It's telling me you need a pair of scissors. Where's my knife? Alright, you're better off with scissors, but I don't feel like getting them. So it's a heavy duty bag, so you're gonna need something. Here's the black cartridge. And there's a chip here. Alright, so it says install ink cartridges that came with a printer, close the front cover, initialization starts. So, black. Color coded here. And just nothing. Man. Put the label in. They'll put the label in first. Works a lot better. Clicks into place. Let's do yellow next. There's no seals or anything to take off. It doesn't feel like there's anything in here. I feel something sloshing around, but yellow. Make sure the label's on the outside. Pops right in there. Let's do magenta next. Chip. Finally, cyan. Okay, preparing. In the meantime, let's put some media in there. It's tried and true, Hammermill Copy Plus. Great consistency, great price, great quality, and it's got color lock for inkjet. It's saying initializing, please wait, do not open the covers. There's a whole big notification sheet on tape to the top of this that said the same thing. Okay, it's telling me finally finished the initialization, and it's telling me to select the paper size and type for the paper source. It'll pull this tray out because it's probably going to make a print. Now every time you remove the tray, you have to go through this process. With the Canons, you can turn that off if you're always using the same size paper. You can turn off this prompt. But with the HPs and the Epsons, you can't. And the reason that they want you to verify this is so if you're sitting at your computer and say, I want to print on a photo paper, the software is going to say, photo paper is not installed. So you need to do this. Proceed, letter, plain. It has the main tray and the rear tray. And there's nothing in the rear tray. Okay. Connect the phone line, touch start. I'm not going to set up the fax now. Close. Fax is not set up yet. remind you later? No. Okay. Here's the touch screen, and there's a button. It's ADF. When you put originals in, that lights up. There's a fax telephone alert that lights up, and if you have a problem, there's an information icon that lights up. Here's your networking. It hasn't been set up. Copy, scan, fax, presets, memory device, Epson Connect, which is set up this for internet access, so you can do email, print, remote scanning, print from the cloud, stuff like that. And then there's echo mode settings, there's a little off thing here, and then setup. Now the wireless isn't set up, and so I touched it, it says disconnected. So there's a button here that says Wi-Fi setup. And there's setup wizard, push button WPS setup, which our router has, or pin code. You can enter the access code for your router using a pop-up QWERTY keypad. But I'm going to use push button setup, and I'm going to push the button on the router and touch proceed. Now that droning you hear in the background, it's gotten hot enough today to run the air conditioner, so that's what you hear. So I hope it's not too much of a distraction. You can, it says you can check the wireless icon to see the status. Okay, let's go back, let's go home, and the little wireless thing is lit up here, and it says signal strength poor, which is, it says disconnected, signal strength poor. I don't know why that didn't work, but I'll go back and we can set it up during, instead of wasting your time, we can set it up during the software installation process. So anyway, that's it, and we're going to do the software installation. The wireless is showing full strength now, and now it's saying it's excellent. So it took a couple of minutes for the wireless to connect correctly, but it did connect, so I don't have to do it when I do the software installation. It's already done. So that's it. Thanks for watching.